Hello, everybody. You might be able to hear the fan, but hopefully you don't. On another note, first of all, welcome to the stream. Obviously, my mouse is being more weird than usual. It's being a piece of crap, and I fucking hate it. So, bear with me if it gets weird. I have finally ordered a new mouse. So no more complaining about my shitty mouse. What happened was my last mouse stopped working, which made sense. It was a handful of years old. It was like, I don't know, 3 years old or something like that. And it just kind of stopped. It just stopped working one day. So I was like, all right, whatever. And I threw it out, and I bought a shitty, like, really cheap wireless Philips mouse from like Officeworks, like the most bottom, just trash shit ever, and so it fucking sucks. It's the worst mouse I've ever used in my life, I think. Worst mouse that's a mouse. Obviously a trackpad's worse, but of mouses that are actually mouses, probably the worst thing I've ever used in my life. But I ordered a new one, a new Epic Gamer mice. Gamer mouse. I got a gamer mouse. It's a weird Cooler Master lightweight one that has like holes in it, so that it's faster. Holes make it go faster. Makes it even lighter, so you can game more. Oh shit! I just started from the beginning. There we go. It's fine. Load. Wait. Oh no. Yeah, we do start from the beginning. It's the Emmy route. Okay, I did the right thing by accident and then undid it. Let me. Oh yeah, Epic Gamer Mouse for optimal visual novel clicking. We've all talked about how I'm a visual novel gaming god, alright? This is peak gaming. Look at me, I'm gaming. Also, I looked into the Katawa Shoujo visual novels. Visual novel speedruns of Katawa Shoujo, which exist. And it turns out there's tech, which is that if your mouse is moving while you're speeding through text, then... Wait, I need to check something in my options. Yep. Okay. If you're moving your mouse while you're skipping forward, the text goes faster than if you're not moving your mouse. It's very weird. I was reading, like, I read the guide, and they're like, yeah, you gotta move the mouse. They're like, it doesn't matter how fast it's moving, just as long as it's moving, so, like, you can do, like, slow circles, right? But apparently, it goes faster. I don't know if it does, actually, but apparently it does, and so that's, you know, something that exists. No one knows why, but there you go. Yeah, I think it probably has something to do with how fast the game wants to refresh or something. I don't know. I don't know why it'd be that way, but it is that way. Optimal visual novel gameplay right here. Where's the flowchart? I need the flowchart. Okay, awesome. Here we go. Move. Oh, don't do that. Move that there. Go there. Okay. Oi. If you hear me say oi like that, it's probably the mouse being... Oh my god, it's worse than usual. It's so annoying. Eira is like the easiest to get onto though. Probably, but I just want to be sure. Because also, if there's a choice I haven't made before, I'm going to want to prefer to go for that so that we see that text. But, you know, I need to be careful that that text doesn't somehow put me off the Lily route. So when I can, I need to maximize picking options that do nothing. defend. I don't want to fuck you this time, Shizune. I've already done that. It's time for cute girl Emmy. God, I forget how loud the music in this game can get. Go up to like 90, I guess. Yeah, I'm new here. I miss out. Fucking dumbass. Doesn't know how to handle shy girls. She wasn't. There she is! She's gone. What? Yeah, I am you. I have a cell. Yeah. What is this? Promise me to be more serious. This is, there was like a whole bunch of shit I just skipped there. The flowchart gets like really complicated for a second. But because both Hanako and Lily were at 0, it's just like, okay, we just go on, we just progress normally. Exercise. Hang on. I think, yeah. Training. Yeah, but what happens if it doesn't? Oh, I see. Then you end up on Shizune. You can still actually end up on Shizune even if you do train. That's interesting. If you do training, you can only end up on the Emi or Shizune route. I think. Oh no. I see. If you take it easy at training and then you say, and your Shizune value is not greater than 1. Okay, no, you can end up on all the routes despite training. Okay. Except for the Emi route. I think, yeah, you have to train to end up on the Emi route. Okay. Yes. But it looks like if you go training, it's very easy to just end up on the Shizune route. Because the only way to get any other route than Emi or Shizune is to take it easy later on and then also not already have a point with Shizune. Which is why I died last time, because I told Misha to piss off even though I tried to take and I did the training. Because that's also how you die, isn't it? Yeah, have no points with Misha, and then don't talk about why you're tired. And then you just fucking die. Naked Kenji God. Right, does this choice matter? It doesn't. It all comes back to the same thing. I've done my part. I've really seen most of Act 1. It's like he's so quick now to get through at least these early parts. Yeah, if you take it easy, you go right off the Emmy route. Go for it. Oh, interestingly, okay, if you go for it, you will either die, get with Emmy, or get with Shizuna. That's hilarious. So are you sure that Emmy routes are the easiest to get on? This doesn't look easy, judging by this flowchart. It's like you have to, because even now, like this is the first time that go for it, yes, was the first time you even get a point for Emmy. And then the chart goes into... The chart goes into if you have one or more points with Shizune, you end up on either dying or the Shizune route. Oh no, wait, you get a choice later on who you eat with. Interesting. Then I guess it's easy if you can just pick that, but I feel like all the other routes would be so much more easier to get on. I don't know, what do I know? I'm the idiot who died on my first try, so who knows. Alright. Finally, text. I need to get more then. Open my mouth to say that actually we're not both needed for such a simple task like finding another pot of Persian blue. But Amy's already grabbed my arm and started dragging me off. I remember when I did this. Didn't I do this on the Rin route? I guess it's gonna be different because I'm on the Emmy route now. I waved to Rin, who doesn't seem to have noticed that the two of us are even leaving. Oh, she'll notice when she goes for a Persian blue and finds out it's still not there. Maybe. Probably not, actually. While I'm busy thinking of how weird Rin is, he's been dragging me back to the art classroom. I find myself starting to run out of breath. What's the rush? Huh? Amy's giving me an... what? Appraising look as if she's trying to figure something out. Oh, I see. It's just that you seem to be in a hurry. I'm not sure I can keep up. Comprehension dawns on her face. You're not out of breath, are ya? There's almost an accusing playfulness to her tone. I'm tempted to deny it, but then I realize that I've been breathing heavy since we stopped. Guess it's kind of obvious. A little. Not everybody can be in shape, you know. Takes all kinds, right? Emmy frowns. It's not a particularly good frown. That is... I should get in shape. Not that I hadn't already decided to try for that. After that flutter on the track, I figured there's a real need to get in some sort of running habit. I was, after all, feeling pretty good until I had my false alarm. Well, actually I wasn't, but it was fun. Meanwhile, my comment seems to have helped Emmy come to some sort of decision. Well, that's it then. She gives me a serious look. You're joining me. I beg your pardon? In the mornings. You and I are now running partners. I've got a routine all planned out. In fact, she produced a crumpled sheet of paper. I've got it right here with me. I take the sheet of paper and give it a once-over. Isn't it the once-over? I thought you meant to say you give it the once-over, not a once-over. Isn't it a... I mean, I don't think it's a proper noun, but I'm pretty sure you say the. Times, dates, and laps all laid out. A slow increase from just a few laps a day to... My god, does she expect to have me running marathons? And where did she find the time to get this all together? And how long has she been planning this anyway? You've been planning this? A little. But it's really the nurse's idea. He told me to keep an eye on you and make sure you exercised like he told you to. A vast conspiracy. Maybe Kenji's onto something here. The feminists! This seems a bit much for just keeping an eye on me. Well, to be honest, I've been trying to find a running partner in the mornings for a while now. My god, Kenji, if you could only see the scheme unfolding. She's got me! Kenji! You gotta get me out! I've been trapped. What do you need a partner for, anyway? It's easier to keep up a workout if you're not the only one doing it. Isn't that obvious? You're less likely to quit if someone else is counting on you to be there, right? I see. And this won't only keep you running, but it'll make sure that I keep running as well. Kenji, save us! If only I had listened. Meaning they were... Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. I love Emmy. Hello. Hello, Nearby. Hello, how you doing? Yeah, we just started the Emmy route today. But I've done all the other routes already, so I got to skip a bunch of it to get here. Ooh. Meaning that I'll be obeying the nurse. And I'll be keeping an eye on you just like he asked. I'm kind of late. Not really. I've been streaming for, what, like... Yeah, I've only been streaming for half an hour. And for 15 minutes of that was just it saying stream starting soon. It's literally just because... Yeah, I've done every other route, so I just skip through all the Act 1 text until it's Emmy specific. You got on quick, Kasao. And if I refuse, I have no intention of refusing, of course, but I've got to at least put up a token resistance to such a masterfully executed plan. But dude, nobody's freaking out. Emmy's so fucking cute, oh my god. Yeah, dude, she's... she's pog... levels of cute. When I originally started, I didn't have a best girl. And I guess it's weird to say Emmy's my best girl because I haven't even done her route, but as I was going, I was like, you know, Emmy's very cute, so let's save her till last. Well, if you refused, I'd have to pout. Well, maybe I want you to pout, Emmy. Ah, my mouse, please. And you'd have to live with being the guy who made Emmy Ibarazaki. Fuck, that's a name. You don't want that on your conscience, do you? So to demonstrate, Emmy begins pouting. Look at that. Look at that. There we go. It is the most adorable, heart-wrenching thing I've ever seen. Okay, I'll do it. Just don't do that. I feel like I just hit a puppy. So it's settled, right? You're gonna be my running partner. Follow the workout. And the dietary plan. Dietary plan? Yeah, the dietary plan. You've gotta eat healthy if you're gonna get in shape, you know. Examine the workout routine closely. Mouse! Please. My mouse is not working at all. I don't see a dietary plan on here. Why? Why is no click working? Click. Fucking thank you. Oh my god. You know what? Maybe I need to... Maybe I need to switch out the batteries. Let's see if that helps it. Honestly, I thought my new mouse was gonna arrive by today, but it hasn't. It should be here soon. I ordered it from JB Hi-Fi, and they're really quick. So. Oh right, I forgot to give that to you. Another crumpled sheet of paper is produced and handed over. It's somewhat less detailed. Had the nurse help me come up with it. Why are my clicks still not working? What the the amount of dedication that the nurse has to keeping me in good health is pretty overwhelming. Click, thank you. I don't know how many school nurses who would get one of their students to spy on me, much less help come up with a dietary plan. Then again, I guess I'm not in a normal school. And maybe that's not such a bad thing. Then again, this dietary plan seems to cut out just about everything that'll be offered at the festival tomorrow. So when does our running start? After the festival. Right after? What if I've had something to eat there? I could get a stomachache, you know? I went the day after the festival. Yeah, come on, Estelle, that was pretty obvious. I know that. Wasn't that something we were supposed to be doing? Oh, I guess we should get the paint for Ren, huh? Oh no, it slipped my mind. By the time we get the paint and get back to the mural, Rin's already wandered off. Oh well. Me and I both decide to part ways there, leaving the paint on the ground. Rin will find it whenever she comes back anyway. Festival's tomorrow. I'm actually a little excited for it. At the same time, this week's left me feeling pretty tired, so I read a little and then go to bed. Remember when Sao read books? There's like only one route where he keeps reading books. The Hanukkah route. Every other route, he just kind of, like, it stops being a thing that every now and again he'll just be reading a book. Next day, I wake up feeling a little lightheaded. It's almost noon already. Sleeping late is fine, since it's a Sunday and there are no classes. Not just a Sunday though, but the festival as well. From my window, I can already see some people at the soba booth slinging noodles onto plates for people with a craving for low quality food. Come on, it's... Throw back a handful of my morning meds and ponder how to spend the day. There'll be a few exams in the coming week, but I don't consider them as ominous as others, so I'm not as worried about them as I probably should be. This is all the same stuff, as I thought. I wonder, I'm kinda hungry, but I made this deal that I try to take better care of myself. Be healthier, you know? Don't know if I should steer clear of the takoyaki or head straight in. Go for the takoyaki, man. Deal? Sounds ominous. So what are you getting in return? Nothing, I guess. It's not that kind of a deal. You know, Amy, from my ear, we kinda agreed to watch each other's backs and... The shill scream and the expression of abject terror on Kenji's face chill my blood. It's as if I told a Catholic priest I sold my soul to the devil. Huh? You sold your soul to the devil and you didn't get anything in return? What the hell is wrong with you, man? Do you know who you're dealing with? She's a public health danger. Do you know how many people she sends to the hospital monthly with her carefully placed flying tackles? She's one of them, a key player in the vast conspiracy that aims for the complete submission of everything that is manly. I can't believe what I'm hearing. I trusted in your judgment, man. I thought we were brothers. You have to call it off before it's too late. This is Festival 2. It's just one of their ploys. He fingers his scarf nervously, faster and faster, like he's trying to start a fire, then slowly begins to calm down once the panic attack finishes, running its course. Blasphemy against Kenji. I used to hate Kenji. I like Kenji just because he's fucking insane, and also he's into conspiracy theories, which is kind of my jam. I don't actually believe, you know, crazy bullshit, but I like looking into crazy bullshit and watching YouTube videos and podcasts about people trying to explain that crazy bullshit. It's an interesting world, so I kind of love him. I'm gonna have to find some place to hide in, safe haven, and then knock the lights out of myself so that I don't have to experience this horrible day. Manly picnic with whiskey. I have the perfect thing for that. I must prepare now. Don't go to the festival. Okay. Later, dude. Door slowly closes with a low creak, and I don't know how to feel about what Kenji just said. It's kind of unsettling. Now I start to feel doubtful myself. Should I bother going? I've got a book I've been meaning to read, something about an underground postal system that may or may not exist. It's short too. I could have it finished in a day. But would that be a good way to spend my time? Well, yeah, it definitely would be. But I suppose that it would probably be a better idea to head outside, see the festival, try to integrate with with all the other sideshow acts. Honestly, I should at least make an attempt to keep up the somewhat friendly personality I've had the past week. Maybe get something to eat. My stomach suggests. It's almost lunchtime. I could at least grab something from one of the stalls outside. I'm soon outside, surrounded by various students and people who may or may not be their parents. I don't know why I'm stuffing up so much. Every so often, I catch a glimpse of someone who clearly just came up from town for the promise of a festival. They're easy to spot. The ones who can't stop staring, and behind their eyes, you can tell they're thinking, now what's wrong with this one? Oh, Jesus. Oi! You could hear the clicking, right? I did it so loudly eventually, I'm sure the mic picked that up. What is wrong with it? It's the clicking too. Usually it's like the tracking that gets messed up, not the clicking. I almost want to yell at them, but at the same time, can I deny that I've been doing the same thing all week? A wave of something like disgust sweeps over me. Guilt for my own narrow-mindedness. Push the thoughts aside, concentrating on the pangs of hunger that burn my guts like a wildfire. The scent of something fried leads me to the promised land where I can get some lunch. I'm just getting my order when a loud voice interrupts me. Hey, what the hell are you doing? Having lunch? Breakfast? I mean, you just got up? Suddenly sleeping all morning feels like a crime. Oi! Dude, this mouse is driving me nuts. I shouldn't be streaming with a mouse like this, but I hate complaining about it too. I feel like I'm on repeat. Hang on a sec. Well, first I need to refill my drink anyway, so I'm gonna take a brief moment to do that, but then I'm also gonna maybe try and fix my mic. Okay, I'll be back in a sec. Alright. I've returned. I think the mouse is performing better. The secret was I banged it with my hand 3 times. Alright, onward. No, I meant lunch, honest. She's not buying it. Brunch? You can probably pull off saying it's brunch. No, my clicks still aren't working. Oh, this is so annoying. That's not a healthy breakfast at all. She snatches my food out of my hand and glares at me. Wait, what the fuck is going on with... Hang on, my chat stopped working. What the hell? My view of the chat stopped working. Okay, I think it's fixed. What the hell is this girl doing? Hey, that's my breakfast. What happened to it being your lunch? That's my... whatever, it's my food. Amy places her hand on her hips and begins lecturing me. Did you really forget your dietary plan already? You need to be more conscious of your health, Hisao. What about your heart? Heart's fine the way it is. Mostly. All I get in response is a roll of the eyes. I doubt that. This thread's kind of interesting. Because Emmy already knows what's wrong with me, like, right away. Like every other rat, it's like, ooh, are you gonna tell him? Ooh, I don't want to tell anyone. But she already knows. She already knows. You wouldn't be here if that was the case, would you? The girl's got a point, of course, but I'm not about to concede it. It's not that bad of a heart. Certainly can handle a little grease now and again. Yeah, sure, and I handled a little running just fine too. Emmy seems unconvinced. I'm gonna throw this mouse out the fucking window. Not surprising, as I haven't even managed to convince myself. Maybe, but not if you're sleeping the day away all the time. Devious look suddenly crosses her face. Of course, if you'd been following a routine from the beginning, you wouldn't be in this situation. Hey, I've had a pretty eventful week, you know. For example, I almost died, and there was a lot of meeting people, and then I was on a roof for a while. Ah! Click! Finally, fuck me. Dude, this is the worst. I don't know if I can... no, please, please. It finally cooled down. Why is the world trying to stop me from streaming? Why? It finally cools down. I'm like, yep, Monday stream. I'm gonna, I'm there right away. I'm gonna try to a week, and then fucking, and then the mouse isn't working, and it's like, will the new mouse show up tomorrow? Maybe. Or maybe it fucking won't, and then I'd just have to keep not streaming if this mouse is just the worst thing man has ever created. Which is no excuse for slacking off, you know. A little near-death experience is no excuse for skipping basic exercise. Why don't you just use the keyboard to select? Can I even do that? Can I just use the keyboard? I'm trying to think of if there'd be... Is there anything I really need to use the mouse for? I don't think so. I guess I could use the keyboard, but my keyboard's really loud is the only thing. So if I can use it, I mean, we can try. Is it like this? There we go. Can I go back? I guess I'd have to use the mouse to go back. It's kind of loud though. I don't know. I feel like it's louder than the clicking, but I can try it, I guess. I can try to be quiet with it. Like running in the mornings. She nods as if something important has just been decided. So it's settled then. You've seen the error of your ways and are willing to adhere to my routine, right? I'll see you bright and early in the morning. We'll be running buddies. You know, you'd already convinced me yesterday that this was a good idea. You don't need to convince me again. That I did a good job of being convinced. She's right about eating healthy after all, and here I am ordering up something grossly unhealthy. But delicious. There are more important things than deliciousness, aren't there? Like staying alive. If Amy weren't here browbeating me for my poor decisions, I'd probably... Hey, wait a second. A sudden question springs to mind. Hey, why the hell have you taken such an interest in my well-being? Amy shrugs and grins at me. You're the new guy. I figured you don't have any friends yet, right? Besides, I've caused you trouble all week, right? I owe you for not getting angry. And I told the nurse I would anyway. Uh-huh. Crazy little running girl wants to make me healthy. Well, I suppose there are worse fates. Okay, that sounds fine. Thanks for your concern. Tomorrow morning, then. I figure that ends the conversation, so I turn to leave. Not so fast. I feel a hand on my collar, and in a second I've been yanked backwards. Hey, no need to be so rough. What do you want now? Emma looks almost wounded by my annoyed question. Well, you could use the company. Her eyes narrow. Besides, you were just gonna try sneaking some more of that fried crap, weren't you? Well, I wasn't going to, but now that she mentions it, that would have been a really good idea. I was not. Another glare. Okay, maybe I was gonna get a little. Glare continues. Okay, a lot. Jesus, I'm in danger to myself and others, aren't I? I get done agreeing that I need to be healthier, and then immediately start considering the next unhealthy habit that comes my way. That's like me! That's me! I shouldn't be laughing about that, but if I'm not the worst when it comes to my vices and self-control, I got no fucking self-control. I knew it, you can't be trusted. Now I definitely need to stick with you. This whole situation feels silly. I can only imagine what passerby think of the sight of me being lectured by a tiny girl half my size. Half? Hasao, do you know how small that is? Half? There's no way you're that fucking tall. Half? How tall's Emmy? I'm fact checking. Even when I had a Japanese girlfriend, she wasn't half my height, and I'm 6'2". Fuck, she's pretty damn small, though. Yeah, but Hasao is not double that. She's 151 centimeters. You're not 300 centimeters, Hasao. Get out of here. She's small, but she's not that small. Maybe I should just give up for now. Fine, do what you like. I sigh. Might as well make the best of this. What do you want to do? Let me think for a minute. Well, I promised Rin I'd stop by a... What? Oh, a mule. Fuck, I forget I can't go back. Mural. So let's do that. I confess I'm slightly curious as to how a mural turned out myself, so again, I consider there are worse fates. I give a note of assent and find myself almost dragged bodily through the crowd as Emmy races to our destination. By the time we reach the dorms, I can feel my heart pounding. My heart shouldn't be pounding after just that. Take a few deep breaths, willing myself to calm down. I'm one of the most normal-looking people in the school, but I still have to be here. Sometimes I almost wish I'd lose a hand or something. At least then it'd be obvious that I belong. But instead, I don't even look sick. Even now, trying to catch my breath, I just look out of shape. Emmy looks back and notices my state of distress. You're not gonna die on me, are you? Please don't. It'll be all my fault, and I don't want to deal with that kind of guilt. Besides, after the last time, I really don't think I need to see that again. Especially because the nurse will totally say it's all my fault. Nah, I'm fine. Guess I need to start running after all. And you want to keep eating your greasy whatever it was. See? It's a good thing I found you, right? Yes, it was. Maybe. Of course, I don't add that I wouldn't be in this state if she hadn't dragged me across the festival grounds. Further conversation is interrupted by the sudden appearance of Rin. She is... Oh, it's you. Hello, Emmy. Hey, Rin. I brought Hasao along because he was going to give himself a heart attack. I was not. My objection goes unnoticed. Okay, that just... that just reminded me of something really funny. That line, my objection goes unnoticed. There was a friend I have, And he was at my house, and at one point he looks at his phone and laughs, and then he's like, "Guess what my brother just sent to me?" And I'm like, "What?" And then he says, and so my friend's brother told him that their dad had sent him a message saying, "Your lack of interest has not gone unnoticed." Because his brother's moved out of the house, and so I guess he just hadn't come back to the house in a certain amount of time that the dad considered too long. So he just, out of the blue, sends him a message, "Your lack of interest has not gone unnoticed." It's like the most passive-aggressive shit. We stopped by. We stopped by to see how the mural turned out. Rin nods slowly. Well, it's right here. You can see it pretty clearly. I'm myself wondering how long Rin's been standing here in front of the mural. Has anyone even stopped by to look at it? Are we the first ones? Obviously, we're not the first to see it, of course. I mean, it's pretty big. You'd be hard-pressed not to see it. At the same time, I don't think anyone actually talked to Rin about it. Anyone but us, that is. I feel compelled to say something. I am fumbling over my words so much today. I'm very sorry. It looks pretty good. I'm still not happy with how it turned out, but I guess it'll do. She seems almost resigned to it. Not sure what she expected as a result, but I guess she didn't quite get there. Is this the same as that? We stand in front of the mural, taking it all in. I try my best to concentrate on the composition of the thing. It's actually fairly interesting. The colours swoop and blend together, dragging me along with them. There's a dreamlike quality to the whole thing that makes me almost feel sleepy. I try hunting out some of the colours Emmy and I grabbed for her. Try as I might, I can't see any Persian blue. Oh well. I'm sure it's in there somewhere. My feet start to hurt, but Rin doesn't seem inclined to move on. Emmy speaks up. Hey Rin, have you eaten? Of course. You can't survive otherwise. What about in the past 5 hours? Maybe, but I'm hungry again, so maybe that means I'm wrong. Emmy grins and claps her hands together. Good, come get some food with us. Rin nods in assent. Okay, but we should hurry before they notice I'm gone. Somehow, I don't think they'd care, whoever they are. The mysterious of them. Although I assume she's probably talking about the people that she like meets, and they talk about her art or whatever. As we head back to the food stall, I cast a longing eye over the fried food. No, I'd better not. I'm pretty sure Emmy wouldn't let me anyway. Find a nice spot on the grass and sit down and eat our purchases. It sounds like obsessed with greasy food, dude. Like, chill. Like, after the first time she said no, I feel like... I mean, I was just talking about my lack of self-control, but I feel like if someone says no, it's pretty easy to just, you know, not for, like, at least the rest of the day. Come on. We find a nice spot in the grass and sit down and eat our purchases. She's brought it up, like, 5 times. Well, my purchases anyway. Somehow, I've wound up paying for all the food. Surprisingly, my unfried food is pretty good. Sounds follows as Emmy as I eat, and Rin stares at something or other, occasionally eating a bite or 2 of her food. I finish my meal first and lay back on the grass. Emmy glances up from her food. Tired, Estelle? A little, I guess. Well, don't oversleep or anything tomorrow morning. We start our morning runs, remember? Actually, that slipped my mind. How can you forget so quick? I was actually just enjoying myself. Wandering around the festival with these two what was that? Actually fun? Yeah, has actually been fun. Yeah, I'll set an alarm. You'd better be there. I'll get angry if you aren't. God forbid. I don't think God comes into it. Unless there's some kind of freak accident and your alarm clock shorts out. That might be a random act of God. Wouldn't cause any random acts of God then. The plan forms itself in my mind. It's a plan that makes me feel kind of guilty, but I throw it into execution anyway. Damn it, I found a little fried food. What? Oh, and anyway, I'm gonna start running tomorrow, right? So the actual routine all starts then, not now. Ergo, the dietary portion starts tomorrow, too. There we go, I can have something unhealthy today. Sort of final farewell to all the stuff I used to eat while with World abandoned before the hospital. Actually, I suppose I should head back to my room. I had some homework to do, and I'm gonna run in the morning. I should make it an early night. Those narrowed eyes again. Sure you're not just gonna sneak off and buy some of that fried stuff over there? Why is he so obsessed with it? Like, chill out, dude. So what? You didn't get to eat some fried food. Calm the fuck down. Nah, I'm too full to bother now. I pat my stomach for emphasis. Besides, you two have cleaned me out anyway. Emmy giggles. It's a surprisingly pleasant sound. Another pang of guilt. She's gotta know that I'm lying to her, doesn't she? Or is she just that trusting? I feel kinda like a monster. Part of my master plan, Sal. Well, I guess I'll see you tomorrow morning then. Thanks for the food, and for keeping us company. And Eira, I thought she was doing me a favor. Rin nods in agreement. I won't say see you tomorrow, because that would be like predicting the future, and I'm pretty sure I can't do that. Okay, bye you two. I feel oddly glad that I decided to leave my room today. Not a bad way to start my second week here, I suppose. Once I'm sure— what is wrong with him? Once I'm sure I'm out of Emmy's line of sight, I make a beeline for the food stalls and buy— what was that? Buy some cakey! At least it's not fried, right? It's slightly better than what I was planning to do. I still feel a little bad about lying to Emmy though. She really does seem concerned about my health. I'll make it up to her somehow. Better head back to my room. Hey, I do have work to do. My book waits for me, and I flop onto my bed and read through the fireworks this way. What a weird route. In like this is very much like a very non-engaging Hisao. Cause like in all the other act ones, it's like you go to the festival and you kind of make a choice. Like he makes an active choice to hang out with the girl, and then he ends up hanging out with her, and then you watch the fireworks with her. This is just like Hisao went out, Emmy happened to find him, they spent some time together, he went back to his room, and the fireworks happened while he was in his room. It's so weird. It's very different from all the other ones. Eventually all the walking around, or more accurately running around, catches up with me. I really am out of shape. Me dragging me out in the morning to run must just be a good thing after all. It's something to look forward to. Wow, it's really that short. I mean, it just you don't even see the fireworks in this route. That's so weird. Imagine if someone just did the Emmy route. I don't even get to see the fireworks like all the other routes do. It's just not that much shorter than you. So what do you mean half your size? My girlfriend was shorter than that compared to me. Form. Shot right on our ass. Alright, my alarm's beeping shatters the early morning quiet, and I find myself wondering where to find the motivation to rise. Class is still quite far off, but I agreed to run with Emmy in the mornings. Really, I'm not that interested in running as a hobby, or even as a possible life-lengthening exercise. However, I feel obligated to follow through on my promise to Emmy yesterday, which is why I find myself throwing on some running shorts and a light t-shirt. The cool morning air caresses my warm skin. Caresses my face as the morning sunshine. It causes the dew of the grass to sparkle, nearly blinding me at first. I'm sorry, what? I don't think sunlight on some wet grass is gonna blind you. So I make my way down to the track, an ugly thought strikes me. What if there's some sort of joke that Emmy's playing on me? That's like me levels of paranoia. Would that surprise me, really? That's a bit too much. That's like me in high school levels of paranoia. I'm not paranoid in that way now. But I used to be worried about that all the time in high school when I planned things with people. I was like, what if they don't show up? What if it's a joke? What if it's a scheme? But it's a very immature thought process, because even though I'm still paranoid, I don't think like that anymore, so I think it was mostly just an immaturity thing. Hell, I'd probably do it to the new guy too. What the fuck, Hesau? Why would you? At the very least, I'm sure Emmy and Rin made a bet on whether or not I'd actually show. What is wrong with Hesau in this art? He's like, oh man, this fucking bitch, I need my greasy food, and then I'm gonna go home and not watch the fireworks with anyone. And then he's like, yeah, and if there was some new guy at this school, I'd fucking pull a Frank on him. What's wrong with this guy? Why is he, like, evil in this route? Doesn't make sense. I don't know if I'm gonna be into this route if the author's, like, decides to make us out a fucking psycho. I feel a sense of trepidation as the track comes into view. You're late. It seems that Emmy is already there. What a relief. Not according to my watch. We both are early, in fact. Damn, you've got me there. Emmy's sitting on the bleachers, decked out in her running gear, waiting somewhat patiently for me. I'm glad you're actually here. I was afraid that this was a joke or something. You've come twice, haven't you? Why are you worried? Nah, I'd never make someone get up early for nothing. Plus, Rin owes me 500 yen now. She didn't think you'd actually show up. I knew it. Nice to know Emmy was on my side at least. Emmy helps off at the bleachers and begins stretching out. She's remarkably... What? What is that word? I've never seen that word before. Especially of a person's body, thin, supple, and graceful. Live? Live? She's remarkably live, almost like a dancer. Yeah, I bet she's supple. I set out to stretch as well, but then realized that I don't exactly remember how to stretch properly. It's been ages since I stretched for anything, if you don't count my one stint at running last week. And even then, I don't think I actually stretched beforehand. Learning words with Eira. Look, it's I've never seen that word before. What do you want from me? The spectre of my long hospital stay rises up again. I can't say I was all that active before the hospital stay though, so maybe I'm just being more... Didn't you fucking play soccer? I mean, giggles as she watches me stretch out. No, Hisao, you've got to hold it for longer than that. I'm trying, it kind of hurts a little. Huh, it's because you're out of shape. You've got to get some flexibility in you, like this. To demonstrate, Emmy reaches down and puts her head for her legs. God bless you, Emmy. I see, is that the sort of thing I should strive for? Of course, flexibility is important for any runner. You'll be able to go faster the more you stretch out. That makes no sense to me, but Emmy seems to believe it's true. With Emmy's help, I managed to stretch myself out properly. I can't help but notice that when she thinks about how to explain things to me, her mouth scrunches up in concentration. It's adorable. Not bad, Asao. Come on, we'd better start running. We'll start off with just a mile, okay? It's 4 laps around the track. Got it? Sounds fine to me. That shouldn't be too hard, right? 4 laps? That looks a little rough. That track looks kind of big. Would that really be a mile? I feel like that wouldn't be a mile. I feel like, well... I don't know what a fucking mile is. I don't use moon calculations. Moon measurements. And neither does Japan. Or any country that isn't America. So why are they saying mile? Yeah, it wasn't that bad. Emmy sits at a pretty good pace, and I fall in part. Well, actually, UK uses mile, even though they're metric. But whatever. This isn't UK. Nor is it fucking America. So why would they use miles? It's really weird. The writer's like speaking American English. Okay. It's American English. Maybe you can make that justification, but it's weird. It just doesn't. I feel like there's like some instances where the writers account for the fact that this is meant to take place in Japan, and then sometimes they just don't. And it's like, what? This wouldn't happen in Japan ever. even though the story's meant to take place there. Doki Doki Literature Club was kind of the same way. It's like, it's meant to take place in Japan, and then sometimes it just doesn't make sense for it to be in Japan with what they do. You have to change the language to pirate English? Why pirate? What? I'm pretty sure more English speaking... Yeah, there's more countries... There are more English speaking countries that use metric than imperial. Because the UK's #1 export is conquering people. Think about it. You got UK... You got Northern Ireland, well they use miles, so maybe we won't count that in this instance. But that's like 2, right? UK and America, and then we got what? We got Australia, we got New Zealand. I think Canada has both English and France listed as its primary languages, so I can totally use that. But Yorha English is more amusing than a regular English. I mean, I guess that's true. In Minecraft, you can set the language to pirate, which is really weird. You can also set it to Australian, which just, like, uses a bunch of Australian slang in it. It's very strange. There was also that one guy that that got commissioned to translate a doujin into Bogan English, Bogan Australian. And the whole doujin's just a bunch of fucking the most absurd shit you've ever read. It's like the mom yelling out for the kid to come down for breakfast, and it's like, "Oi, whoever you daft cunt, brekie's ready." It's like shit like that. In the normal the normal English of it's just like, you know, like breakfast is ready or whatever. Anyway, try to keep up, okay, Sal? Roger. What's Roger got to do with it? We ran the first curve without incident, though I can already feel my heart rate increasing slightly. By the second curve, I've started to breathe through my mouth. What a mouth breather. Emmy doesn't even seem to be breaking a sweat. As if to punctuate her superiority, she turns around and starts running backwards. Hey, it's like what I used to do all the time in high school. You doing okay, Sal? Never better. Oh, really? Maybe I should speed up then, Oh no, wouldn't want you to overexert yourself. Heavy panting and wheezing makes the statement less convincing than I had hoped. Emmy simply smiles and turns around again. Yeah, the boss, Sal, will stay at this pace. I get the feeling that I'm being mocked. If I weren't in such terrible shape, I'd probably feel offended. By the third lap, my breath is coming in ragged gaps. Emmy is Sonic confirmed. Yeah, it's like in the first episode of Sonic X, where he's like running backwards right in front of a fucking, like, Formula 1 vehicle. You're too slow. I'm also awash in my own sweat. Gross. Around the curve to start our fourth lap, and Emmy looks back at me with a grin. Here we go. She takes off at blinding speed while I stubbornly stick to my slower pace. By the time I get to the first turn, she's already rounding the second. As I struggle across the backstretch, Emmy continues running and catches up to me. Come on, Sal, you can do it. I'd answer her, but I'm too focused on getting air into my lungs and ignoring the burning in my leg muscles. Part of me wants to say something like, maybe you can, but I'm about to die here. But again, I doubt I can actually form words right now. Emmy keeps pace with me as I round the second turn and cross the finish line. The sprint seems to have gotten her sweating. It's actually causing her shirt to turn slightly translucent. It seems she wears a black sports bra. Yo! Black bra? Pog. Feel a vague stab of guilt from being the sort of guy who stares at a girl's chest, but my legs and chest are burning so badly I can't bring myself to care that much. No, it's fine. We can be scumbags. I'm okay with that kind of scumbaggery. It's fine. She's not real anyway. Not bad for a first effort to say. Kinda you. Just say so. Emmy seems to be, if not out of breath, at least breathing a little more heavily than she was before we started running. Must have been the sprint that did it. Hey, I've got to get a few sprints in. You should walk around the track to cool down. Then we can stretch out and we'll be done, okay? Sounds great. My legs are on fire, and my breathing is still heavy, but surprisingly, my heart seems to be taking the strain well. Another triumph of medical science, I suppose. You should put your hands behind your head. It makes it easier to catch your breath. Surprisingly, she's right. I begin to stroll around the track, happy to feel my breath coming back to me. This blur as Emmy sprints by me. The blue blur, Sonic. Watching her run is absolutely fascinating. It's not just because she's on for prosthetics, though that is interesting. The really interesting thing is the way her face changes. I can only catch glimpses of it as she runs by, but her eyes seem to come alive with sort of fierce joy. It's as if there's nothing else in the world but her on the track. By the time I've gotten to the final stretch, Emmy seems to have finished her sprinting. She's breathing heavily now, but she's wearing a satisfied grin on her face. She waves to me cheerily as I near her. Feeling better, right? Actually, yeah. Do you want to take another lap around with me? I've got to cool down too, you know. Part of me would rather sit down and not move, but something tells me that would be a bad idea. Besides, if I sit down, there may be no getting back up again. Sure, why not? Emmy's got her hands behind her head now as well, which makes her seem very relaxed. The positioning of her arms also pulls her shirt upwards ever so slightly so that I can see a small strip of her belly. Emmy midriff! Let's go! I do my best to act the gentleman and not look, but the contrast of her skin against her red running shorts is rather arresting. So, how do you feel, Sal? Surprisingly good, actually. I'm sorry and tired, but surprisingly good. As soon as I say it, I realize that it's true. Sure, part of me wants to lay down and die, but I feel like I've accomplished something. It's almost like a glow throughout my body that persists despite the soreness. Yeah, that's the runner's high. Runner's high? Oh shit, she's high! Yeah, it has something to do with...
This weed, kid. You fucking want some weed?
Adrenaline. Emmy thinks for a moment as we walk, trying to remember. Then she shrugs and grins at me. It's not adrenaline, it's the whatchamacallit. I don't know what they're fucking called. The thing your body releases when you're, like, exercising in it. Dopamine, that's it. I think it's dopamine. Then she shrugs and grins at me. I don't actually remember. It's a good feeling though, isn't it? Better than sex, right? What a fucking comment. My mouth responded surely before processing what she just said. And he watches my face for a few moments before bursting into laughter. So sorry, I couldn't resist. You're just too easy. Why did I agree to run with you again? Emmy just laughs harder. She takes a hold of my forearm and tilts it, allowing her to get a better view of my watch. Her face changes the moment she sees the time. Does that mean she's had sex? Is that what that's implying? Oh no, we'd better get a move on us, Sal. Class is in an hour, and I need a shower. Should probably do that as well. I need to see the nurse too. Maybe he'll write me a note for being late. Why do you need to see the nurse? Emmy points to her prosthetics, as if that would explain everything. It's important to check for irritation, you know, from sweat or friction or anything. Normally I only go after practice, but if we're going to be doing these morning runs, then I guess we'll see him twice a day. Wait, so Emmy has only started doing these runs since I showed up? It's more convenient you to run with me at a later time. Don't be silly, I've been meaning to start running in the morning for a while now. But if I didn't have a partner to run with, I'd be less likely to keep up a routine. It's always harder to blow off a commitment if you're going to let someone else down, you know? Emmy has amusing sex scenes. I know she has the most out of anyone, I think. Tied with Lily, I believe. Because I know she has, I think, 3 sex scenes. Amusing, though. Well, that'll be interesting to look forward to then, I guess. So you'll be my running partner for the morning. We both need to exercise so it all works out, don't you think? Yeah, perfect. Did it have to be me, though? Well, I guess I can't complain too much. Emmy's pretty fun to hang out with. And she's right, I do need the exercise. Doctor's orders, even. Emmy waves a quick goodbye to me. Right, I'm off. Come have lunch with us, okay? What? Nunny? Lunch, you know, in the meal. In the middle of the day. Come have it with us. Where? The rooftop. Ridden likes it up there. When? Lunchtime. When else? That was a silly question. Yeah, but I sort of felt the need to ask all 3 for completeness sake. 3? How, you fool? There's more than 3. Who, what, when, where, how, and why? There's half. He said half of them. Emmy laughs and grins. I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen a girl smile so much before. Not bad, Sal. See ya. With that, she takes off like a shot for the school building. Guess she's gonna see the nurse first. I hurry back to my room and hop in the shower, only to find that the water takes a while to heat up. The shock of the cold water nearly kills me. See, look at this. This is very much a dorm, like a bathroom. You can even see that there's 2 sinks. And it appears to be that there's 2 showers. And Kenji walked in Act 1, so why the hell does he have his own bathroom with shower in the fucking Lily route? It doesn't make sense. No school is gonna build a whole fucking dorm room and give every student their own bathroom. You know how fucking expensive that would be? No, you build a fucking dorm room, one for the girls and one for the boys, and that's it. You build like a public one that has like, I don't know, like 6 showers or something, and then that's it. You don't give fucking every room their own fucking thing. It costs way too much. Bathrooms are like the most expensive rooms to fucking make. I managed to warm the water a bit and spend some quality time feeling my muscles loosen. My heart, surprisingly, feels the least bothered by the run. Suppose that's a good thing, even if it doesn't make me feel like a bit of a wuss. I mean, at least I'd have an excuse beyond I am out of shape if my heart were bothering me. Because I'll have to keep this running thing up, otherwise I'm sure Emmy won't let me hear the end of it. It's only after I got out and dried myself off that I realized that I've only 10 minutes left to put my clothes on and get to class. Crap. Hands on the clock finally set me free from the tedium of yet another fun-filled class. Getting up from my seat proves to be more of a problem than I anticipated. My legs are killing me from the morning's run. Maybe doing these with Emmy isn't such a hot idea after all. Still, the run's giving me a hell of an appetite. I'm halfway down. Hey, that's like when I did the Ring Fit streams, and right after I was like, fuck, I'm hungry. It makes you so fucking hungry. I'm halfway down the hallway to the cafeteria, and I remember that I've got my lunch with me. My parents saw fit to provide me with some pre-packaged stuff when I moved in, and a good thing too. The hallway is packed with students headed for the cafeteria. Going back is like swimming upstream, but I've got an appointment to keep on the rooftop. It takes me a moment to find the staircase leading up to the rooftop. Well, I'm willing to bet that Emmy and Rin aren't up there by now anyway. In fact, I think I saw Emmy among the bodies in the hallway heading for the cafeteria. Step out of the door to the roof and take a deep breath. The fresh air blowing against my face and body almost make my legs hurt less. Maybe if I'm upside down. Part of me wants to be surprised that Rin's already up here. What's that gonna accomplish? Things in the clouds. Can you just look at them right side up? Rin rolls her eyes in something approaching exacerbation. Then I wouldn't get a new perspective. Is upside down really a new perspective? Haha, that caught her off guard. Rin looks pensive. You may have a point. Maybe sideways. As Rin lays down on the bench to look up at the sky, I give up. Fortunately, Emmy chooses that moment to burst through the door, carrying 2 bags. She only takes the door off the hinges. Sorry it took me so long. There were a ton of people in line. She drops the first bag in front of Rin and takes a seat on the bench next to her. You buy Rin's lunch for her? Sometimes, yeah. I'd have Rin buy my lunch for me in return, but I'm not sure how she'd carry it. Plus, I'd never buy her lunch. Is Rin offended by Emmy's comment? She doesn't show it. Emmy sniffs. How ungrateful of you. I'm not sure whether the two are joking with one another, or if I'm witnessing the beginnings of a cat fight. The two girls stare at one another for a few tense moments before breaking into smiles. Hey Emmy, do you think being upside down is a new perspective on things? Didn't I already have this conversation? Emma looks thoughtful, apparently giving the question some thought. After a deep and profound pause, she speaks. How can the pause itself be profound? I have no idea. Well, at least she's as lost as I am. Hey, Sal, you're coming to the track meet, right? The question comes out of the blue and catches me off guard. I don't know yet. Honestly, Sal, after I went through all the trouble of letting you run with me in the mornings, you won't even show up at my track meet. Wasn't she the one that asked me to run with her? Actually, she didn't even give me a choice in the matter. Wait, no, I didn't say that. She beams at me as if I'd just agreed to give her $1 million. So you will come after all. That's great. I didn't say that either. I'll be going too, so we'll make sure he comes, Emmy. Good idea, Rin. Maybe we can get some food or something after the meet's over. I feel like I've just been conned, but not by these two. More like by some outside force pushing me irrevocably but towards my destiny. Or maybe I shouldn't read books that feature conspiracy theories so heavily. Otherwise I might wind up sounding like Kenji. You already kinda were in Act 1. Still, I suppose that I've got to show up now. I don't think that I could stand against both of them being disappointed. I'd never hear the end of it. When is it again? Next week, silly. I just told you a few days ago. No, you didn't. I forgot. Wait, bleh. I forgot? Well, you won't forget to come though, will you? Of course I won't. I'll even make a note on my calendar or something. Rin nods sagely? What? It's probably a good idea, you know. Unless time changes its course. I can do that? Rin gives a non-committal shrug. I mean... yes. But Hasao would have to either travel at extremely fast speeds or leave the atmosphere to do that, so... probably not gonna happen. Rin gives a non-committal shrug. It hasn't yet, but you never know. This time it's Emmy who gives a shrug. Suppose it can't be helped if it happens. Oh, unless you're a time traveler or something. You don't actually think that could happen, do you? I don't think we do we? And shrugs again. That seems to be a default response to everything. You can't... I suppose not, but I reserve the right to change my opinion at a moment's notice. For in this statement makes a disturbing amount of sense. The fact that I realize this now frightens me a bit. I wonder if Emmy gets the feeling all the time. You can time travel, kind of, sort of. Depends on your definition of time travel. But time is relative, so yeah, kinda. If she does, she's not showing it, though. Emmy merely nods. As expected. What's that supposed to mean? This time it's Emmy who shrugs. It's like she's using Rin's own weapon against her. Your response is the sort of thing I'd expect from you, that's all. Am I really that predictable? Emmy's smile seems to border on gloating. Nah, it's just that your unpredictability is pretty predictable. Well, that's alright then. I don't get the chance to see whether Rin's being serious or not as the bell rings. I didn't notice the lunch period slipping by at all. Hanging out with these two was far too interesting. Emmy jumps up, a look of panic on her face. Oh no, I need to stop by my room to pick up my notebook for the next class. Don't you wish you had a time machine now? Rin seems rather smug as she delivers this line, like she just won an argument. Emmy ignores Rin's comment. Sorry, Asao, but could you make sure our garbage gets thrown away? I usually clean up myself, but I've got to run. Sure, no problem. Emmy darts away with an urgency I'm starting to expect from her. I remember asking Rin why she couldn't help. She already seems to be preoccupied with something else entirely as she wanders off. She's probably used to Emmy taking care of cleanup, and for some reason I doubt Emmy's even raised the issue with her. Cleaning up from lunch doesn't take long, so I have plenty of time to toss our garbage and get to class. Misha greets me with a wave and a devious grin as I walk through the door. Didn't see you in the cafeteria, Hikki-chan. Yeah, I decided it was too crowded there. Misha grins, grin getting red. Oh really? Are you sure you weren't participating in an illicit rendezvous? What are you talking about? You're on the roof, right? With both Rin and Emmy learning this, you Casanova, you. We just had lunch, that's all. Misha burst into laughter, during the intention of several of my classmates. Wah! So adorable when you blush like that, Hikki-chan. She gives me a conspiratorial wink. Don't worry, your secret's safe with me. There's no secret. Oh? Misha seems disappointed and then brightens up again. Time will tell. I don't know what the hell she's talking about, but blessedly our teacher comes in and the class starts. Misha knows what's up. She knows what's going on. Hey Misha, remember when we had really unsatisfying sex just for the sake of it? Yeah, I remember that. Unexpectedly, I managed to stay awake for the whole day. I'm pretty sure that counts as a miracle. My legs seem unwilling to stand up for a moment. I guess the run just, holy fuck. I guess the run took a lot out of me. For some reason I wanted to read that differently from how it was written. It's written fine. This isn't like a Lily Route thing where every sentence makes me want to kill myself. I just for some reason wanted to read it different. Head down the hallway and make my way to my room. I sit down and half-heartedly chip away at my homework for a while, feeling like a vulture picking out a particularly unsavory carcass. What a fucking descriptor. It knows... What? It knows this is what it eats, but it's not sure... But it's not sure that it shouldn't be ordering takeout instead. I don't think vultures order takeout, Hisao. But maybe that's just me. I don't think I can take this, but it's important to get my work done. Now let's see. What was I supposed to be looking over again? No, it's a losing battle, but I fight it anyway. Halfway through my math homework, I put my pencil down. This isn't working. I need a distraction. Unfortunately, my options for distractions are rather slim. Not in the mood to read right now. Kenji is unusually out of his room at the moment. If I go to the student council room, I'll just end up doing work for those two. And heaven only knows what everyone else, where everyone else is, except for... Well, I suppose that's an option. I grab my shoes and head for the track. Emmy's probably down there. Track practice is just ending as I arrive at the track. Holy shit, that music. Go down a little. My connection is having issues. That's concerning. It keeps dipping down. It's not like just once. It's like it did it kind of twice in close proximity. The sun's beginning to dip low in the sky. Has it really gotten that late already? What are you doing down here, Sal? Coming to spy on me, have you? I give a shrug. To be honest, I'm not sure why I'm down here. I didn't have anything better to do. I figure that's about right. At the moment, Emmy's the only person I can think of who I could visit. So I'm your last resort, am I? Nobody cool around here. What? Nobody cool around, so I'll just go see Emmy. Is that what you thought? She actually looks angry. Chance for some teasing of my own presents itself. Actually, yeah, I guess you are. Emmy pouts, widening her eyes to give the maximum amount of puppy dog resemblance. Kidding, I was kidding. So you are down here to stalk me. Wait, what? That's not what I meant. Why'd I stalk you anyway? It's not like you require stalking. You're not asleep or in class, you're down here, right? Emmy laughs at this comment. No, you're not all wrong, I suppose. But you forget about, But you forgot about eating. I do that too, you know. I nod, conceding the point. Plus, I hang out with friends sometimes too, so really, I might take some effort to stalk. What do you two do together anyway? You don't seem to have a lot of... What? What the fuck was that? Oh! If you press M, it mutes the music. She puts her hands on her hips and assumes a superior air. That's what you think. I've got all sorts of hidden hobbies, you know? Oh really? Like what? Emmy puts her head to one side as if she's trying to remember what it is she doesn't have free time. Well, Rin and I go out shopping sometimes. I guess that makes sense. Emmy's a girl after all, but women, am I right? Rin comes with you? We usually swing by the art supply store. Plus she likes this music store that sells all kinds of weird sound and stuff. She says it helps focus her. That makes a little more sense. I see. Any other hidden hobbies? Emmy wags a finger at me. Now, why would I go and reveal all my dark secrets to you? We hardly know one another. Somehow, I think that's all that Emmy has in the way of hobbies. Still, I don't think my question's been answered. Even if you do have a few hobbies, I still don't see why you hang out. With Rin so much. I mean, she's kind of weird, isn't she? This comment causes Emmy to laugh loudly. That's the understatement of the year. So why? I mean, you're a lot better at conversation and stuff, so I figure you'd hang out with a lot of people, but I think I've only ever seen you with Ren. Emmy seems unusually defensive. Hey, I hang out with plenty of people that aren't Ren. You just don't see me doing it because I'm not in your classes. Okay, but that still doesn't explain why you hang out with Rin. I'm not even sure why I want to know this. I guess it is because lunch was so strange. Emmy shrugs, looking for a moment very Rinish. It's because we have similar outlooks. If you were to ask me the least likely answer to my question, that would be it. What do you mean? It's like... Okay, Rin paints and stuff, right? Yeah. I'm not sure where this is going. Well, I run. And that's why we're similar. You lost me. Emmy frowns as if trying to figure out her answer. Well, maybe it's that we do things for the same reason. Huh? You know, we follow our passions. So you're passionate about running, and Rin's passionate about art. Is that it? Well, sort of. Let me think. Well, Rin explained it to me once, but I don't know how much of it I followed. Not surprising. I think any explanation from Rin would probably confuse anyone. She always says we both chase after an extreme. Like, she's always trying to find a new way to show a particular feeling or something. And I run because of the feeling I get from it. And since we don't allow ourselves to be slowed down by anything, we make a connection based on that. What do you mean, slowed down by anything? Emmy looks surprised and points to her legs. You know, because I'm a runner, and Rin's a painter, even without arms. So we respect each other's determination. And that's why we hang out. I think. Well, I'm not sure that made any sense to me, but from Emmy's sheepish expression, she's not sure about it either. No, that makes sense. You're just an idiot, Hisao. She explained it pretty accurately. Honestly, it's not something I think about much. We just get along. I think that's really all that matters. Suppose she's got a point there. Another question strikes me, and since I've got nothing better to do, I ask it. So what got you so into running anyway? Oh, I've been running since I was very little. My dad was a runner, and so as soon as I could walk, he started teaching me how to run. It was our father-daughter thing, you know? Our own mutual hobby. Shadow crosses her face, and I'm shocked to see her looking sad. Did something happen between them? Man, I don't have a lot of time left. Sorry, but I've got to get a few more laps in before I see the nurse. She races off around the track, hair streaming in the wind. Seems to me she's going a lot faster than she was this morning. As she rounds the track, I catch a glimpse of her face. It's much the same as it was this morning, but her eyes seem to have taken on a harder edge. I guess she's right. I don't really know much about her. Watch her run for a little while, and then stand up to head back to my room. Hey, she spots me leaving and waves to catch my attention. Don't forget, same time tomorrow morning, got it? Got it. Head back to my room. Homework beckons. I can't sleep. My body's tired, but my mind is kept awake, staring at the ceiling and the hollow darkness of my room. I grasp desperately for a thread of thought, hoping that I can run my brain into the ground. All I can think of is how I can't think of anything. This is not productive at all. I wonder if this is the side effect of my medication, though it seems odd for it to take so long to show up. Then again, maybe I'm just not as used to my new surroundings as I'd like to think. I don't know, but for whatever reason, I'm awake, and I shouldn't be. This is ridiculous. Ignoring my body's stiffness, I get out of bed and look at my clock. 4 in the morning. Last time I checked it was only 1, so maybe I slept a little. I throw on some clothes and head out of my room. A walk might do me some good. I'm surprised at how chill the air is compared to the relative warmth of the day. I can almost see my breath as I wander the campus, waiting for the sun to come up or for me to fall asleep. At this point, either option works for me. I find myself at the track, where for the first time, Emmy's not out running. Suppose that makes sense. It's too early, even for her. The bleacher seats are cold, but at this point, I welcome the sensation. The sun is starting to show its face over the horizon, and I know with an awful certainty that I'll get no more sleep tonight. The sun's steadily strengthening rays start to warm me up, and I watch the dew on the ground begin to steam slightly. My mind calms down a little. Someone's shaking me. Hey, wake up! Huh? What? Guess I fell asleep after all. What are you doing out here? You gonna catch a cold or something? I rub my eyes and I'm confronted by Emmy, who bends over me with a worried expression. I'm still a little groggy, so my response comes out in a mumble. Couldn't sleep. Watch the sun come up. Sounds like something Ren would say. I sure I get feeling the stiffness that comes with sleeping on a bench for a few hours. Is it? I wouldn't know. Emmy grins a little at my somewhat cranky response. So, couldn't sleep, eh? Obviously we need to run you harder today. Even though I've only known her for about a week, this seems a very Emmy-ish response to the problem. Hey, my body was pretty exhausted after yesterday. My mind was just racing, that's all. I don't see the difference. If you run hard enough, your brain will get tired too. I'm seriously questioning the wisdom of doing this first thing in the morning. Don't know if my grades will be able to handle me tiring my brain out like that. And he pulls me up from the bleachers with surprising strength for someone her size. Come on, Asao, we've got work to do. I don't actually know if I'm up to this today, to be honest. I mean, I obviously didn't get much sleep, and what sleep I got was on the bleachers. I don't know, should I really be running? Emmy glares at me. Good heavens. What are you talking about? Of course you should be running. How else do you expect to work out the kinks? You've been sleeping on the bleachers, for heaven's sake. The best way to get that soreness out is to run around a little. Now stop hiding in the bleachers and get down here. There's no arguing that. I'm pretty sure she'd kill me if I didn't do as she said. I got to my feet and hopped down the track. The sun is warming things up rather nicely, I think. Emmy and I begin to stretch out, and I find myself once again hard-pressed not to stare. If this is how I have to wake up every morning, I might be able to get used to this. You know, Sal, it's not polite to stare. I wasn't staring, I swear. Emmy raises an eyebrow and considers me for a minute, as if evaluating my response. There's a brief moment where I'm afraid for my life. But then she smiles and laughs, shaking her head slowly. Honestly, you didn't have to deny it so what was that? So strenuously. In response, I clap my hands together and go for a change of subject. So, that's enough stretching, right? Emmy gives a casual shrug. Do you feel stretched? That's really how you tell. Well, I do feel up to the run, if that's what she means. Yeah, I feel ready to go. Same as yesterday, okay? We'll just run for a mile at a steady pace. Don't worry about going really fast, just worry about keeping the pace. Got it? You're the boss. Emmy grins again, and we take off around the track. I think I'm gonna die. I'm not even done with the first lap and my legs are on fire. My breath is coming in ragged gasps, I can feel sweat pouring down my brow, and I've only just now rounded the second turn. Come on, Sal, you've got 3 more laps to go. I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this. I think I might hurl. Somehow we're on the second lap. Emmy's not even sweating. How can she do this so effortlessly? For some reason, I'm still moving. She's like a machine. Third lap, what happened to the second? Almost there, Sal. Liar, we've got another 2. Nothing to be done. I can't do this. Emmy whirls around and begins running backwards. Her face is a mask of anger that surprises me. Never say that. You must become the train that could, Sal. Little train that could. If you say that, you'll have already lost. Keep moving. If you're alive, you can keep moving, damn it. Whoa, language. We're on the 4th lap now. She really seems to want me to keep going. Legs move, move, move. They feel so sluggish. I'm in mud, or molasses, or tar. I can't go on. We'll go on. Final stretch, Sal. Give it all you've got. I pump my legs as fast as they'll go. Choo-choo up that hill. They keep refusing to obey my commands. Somehow, I keep moving. Somehow, I finish. That's it, Sal. I knew you had it in you. Anger Emmy showed a lap ago is gone, replaced with pride. She's positively radiant, like she's just won the gold medal or something. Stagger to a stop and fall to my hands and knees, gasping for air. My heart is pounding far harder than it has in a long time. I don't think it's done that since... Oh god. Please slow down, heart. Just slow down. Stop racing. I cough, and for some reason feel a grin crossing my face. So this is how I die, huh? Trying to stay healthy. How ironic. I'm all ready to give up right there. Secret Hisao death on Emmy right now. But then I feel my heart slow down. 2 hands grab up onto my arms and tug upwards. I look up and see Emmy standing over me, with a mixture of delight and worry. On your feet. Come on, you'll never catch your breath that way. Somehow I manage to stand. I try to raise my arms above my head, but they feel like lead. I start to walk around the track while Emmy keeps close to me, like she's afraid I'll fall over or something. She may not be far off. I feel terrible, and say so. Emmy laughs. But you finished, didn't you? You said you couldn't, but you did. Isn't that worth it? I'm not sure, and I don't really have the breath to say so. But that small grin I felt on my face earlier hasn't left. So what if my heart's weak? I still survived this morning. Maybe I'll survive tomorrow too. As soon as it becomes apparent that I'm not going to suddenly kill over, Emmy takes off on her sprints. I don't know how the hell she can manage to sprint after running a mile, but I guess she's in much better shape than me. Once again, as I walk around the track, I can't help watching Emmy sprint. It's weird, but she's like a different person when she's pushing herself. Last time I noticed her eyes, but this time it's her mouth that catches my attention. She's not wearing a normal grin. She's still smiling, but there's a tightness to it. It's almost grim, but as she's fighting a losing battle, she doesn't care. What? She seems to be running harder, like she did yesterday. Sweat has started to pour down her face, but she keeps going. Her mouth finally opens as she can no longer get enough air through her nose. She passes me once more, legs pumping, arms swinging her time, and her lips slightly parted. She looks beautiful. Ooh, her show's got a crush. After we've both taken some laps around the track to cool down, Emmy changes back to her usual self. The transformation I saw in her is gone. Not bad today, Sarah. There's almost admiration in her voice. What do you mean? I could have stopped if you hadn't yelled at me. I would have stopped if you hadn't yelled at me. Emmy colors a little, seemingly embarrassed about her outburst. Sorry about that. I just can't stand to see people give up. Especially about something like this. Saying I can't go on is silly when you're obviously going on while you're saying it. That's what this is all about. That's what, oh my god, that's always like something that's annoying. People who go like, oh, I can't do it, and even though they have to do it. So annoying. It's like when we went on Outward Bound, and there was that one chick who pretended she, like, twisted her ankle on the first day. And then she proceeded to be the most lazy, most annoying cunt for the rest of the trip. And at one point she had to get over a fence, and she was like, oh, I can't do it. And then she proceeded to do it, and then the Outward Bound instructor was like, see, you can do it, so stop saying that. And it was like the third day, and I'm like, yeah, even the instructors are starting to get pissed off with your bullshit. It was pretty satisfying to see him tell her off like that. I was like, yeah, you look, just she needs to shut up. Other people carried her bags and like all this shit. And then there was our friend who actually had a like torn ligament. But no, he just got a crutch made out of string and a stick. And he kept his bag on, and he kept all this other shit. Like, he didn't give a fuck. He was clearly like actually injured and still pulled his own weight. And then there was this fucking bitch who was barely injured and didn't pull her own weight. It was fucking ridiculous. But yeah, that's like the worst example I've ever seen of those people who are like, oh, I can't do it, and then they do it, and it's like, you could do it, so shut up. What, saying silly things? And he sticks her tongue out at me. Idiot, I mean showing that you're alive. Showing I'm alive, huh? I didn't know it had to be so painful. But it does feel pretty good, despite that. Besides, this is one of the hardest days. What do you mean? Whenever you start a workout, it's difficult the first day, really hard the second day, and then the third day is easier. You've still got days that are really hard, but they'll pop up less and less. So this will eventually get really easy, huh? Yeah, of course. But then you have to increase the difficulty, or you'll never get ahead. You just get complacent, and you'll lose the sense of accomplishment. So we'll have to run more than just 4 laps, huh? Yep, but not for a while. You'll have to be careful, you know? The thought strikes Emmy, and her face lights up. Got it? Got what? You can come with me to see the nurse. That way you won't fall over dead or anything. How charming. When? Right now, of course. You need to shower and everything, right? We don't have much time then. Grabbing my hand as she's off, pulling me along with her. My goodness, but you're in a hurry today, aren't you, Emmy? I have no idea how we got to the nurse office so fast, but here we are. Nurse grins at Emmy and seems to completely ignore me. You've got plenty of time to take a shower and get to class, you know. There's no need to run through the hallways like that. I can always hear you coming a mile away. Somehow, it doesn't seem like he's actually scolding Emmy at all. It's like this is the sort of routine between the two of them. Emmy does a passable imitation of remorse. I'm sorry, I won't ever do it again. That's a lie. Listen to me both laugh at some private joke. Suddenly, it seems that he notices me. Ah, hello, Sal. What brings you here? Well, I've been... He says officially joining me on my morning runs. I start to explain, but Emmy cuts me off. Thought he might need to visit you so that he doesn't die or anything. Nurse raises his eyebrow in mock horror. Yes, that would certainly put me out of a job fast, wouldn't it? Well then, Sal, let's have a look at you. Lift up your shirt, would you? Slowly very conscious of the fact that Emmy's in the room with me and blush in spite of this. The nurse seems to sense my discomfort, but it only seems to amuse him. Bit shy, are we? Makes an apologetic bow to Emmy. Sorry, Emmy. I tried to get you a free show, but it doesn't seem to have worked. Emmy stiffens slightly and fires a look of annoyance at him. You're an asshole. Emmy bows to me apologetically. I'll wait outside, okay, Sal? Begin to stammer that it's not really a big deal, but doesn't have to she doesn't have to leave, but she's already out the door, and the nurse is laughing as he watches her go. Still got it, huh? I don't follow. I laughs again, like he's in on some joke that's over my head. I can still get her flustered. It's a competition of sort we've had going on for a while now. It sounds incredibly sinister to me, and it seems as if the nurse realizes that too. Yeah, that sounds a lot worse than it actually is, come to think of it. I wasn't gonna say anything. No, you're right. I should fill you in so that you don't get the wrong idea. I'm actually relatively new here, you see. I got hired the same year Emmy started going here. Before that, I worked with Emmy during her initial rehab following her accident. Hold on, what? You had to amputate her leg after a really nasty car wreck. It nearly killed her, and succeeded. He shuts up abruptly at brink at receiving this unexpected piece of news. Well, that's not my place to say. Anyway, we've known each other for quite a while, so we have a slightly more familiar relationship than is strictly professional. He seems embarrassed, like he's done something stupid. I guess he's really worried about that. I wave a hand to let him know it's not a big deal. Don't worry, sir. I promise I'm gonna be discreet. I've been wondering about what caused Emmy to lose her legs, and that was one of the scenarios I thought of. There was only so many ways that could have happened, but actually hearing about the facts, it's still a little shocking. Well, thanks. You're a good kid, Hisao. I can see why Emmy became friends with you. Just quite indomitable, you know? What do you mean? You didn't see her learning to walk. She'd go for so much longer than the others at the hospital. She refused to quit. Normally it takes years to get to the point where you can even think about running again. Emmy did it all in about a year. He almost seems proud of her, like a father who watches his daughter win a competition or something. Hell, she'd probably have done it faster if not for the fact that we wouldn't let her. Wouldn't let her? Why not? Because she'd go for so long that her legs would start bleeding where they met her prosthetics. It's a real concern. It's why she comes by every day after she runs. Say nothing of the risk of infection if her legs get cut up and her prosthetics are dirty. But enough about that. If we don't get you on your way soon, Emmy will think we're up to something. As he says this, he gives a wink and begins checking my heartbeat. The stethoscope is way too cold. He really should have heated it up or something before he used it. After a few moments, he leans back satisfied. Well, you sound pretty good to me, Hisao. You didn't have any chest pains while you were running, did you? No, not really. I had some trouble catching my breath, though, and my heart was racing by the end, too. The nurse frowns as I say this, but then shrugs. It's really just because you're out of shape, but if you don't improve, then you should let me know, okay? Don't push yourself too much, and of course if you have any chest pains, come to me immediately, right? Put my shirt back on, and then the nurse leans out the doorway to call in Emmy. What took you so long? Now I'm gonna be late. Nurse gives me a significant look. I was just seducing Hisao, that's all. What? Come on, what have I told you about seducing my friends? What do you mean, what have I told you? It's like he's done it before. I'd expected Emmy to be shocked by this, but instead she seems merely annoyed, scolding the nurse as if he were a child stealing cookies. Meanwhile, I try hard not to blush at the nurse's innuendo. Try not to do it again, though I fear young Hisao may be lost to the female gender forever. Not freaking likely. Wait, what? I didn't mean to say that out loud, but both the nurse and Emmy regarded me for a moment before bursting into laughter again. Told you it was funny, didn't I? Huh, I guess Emmy does talk to the nurse about a lot of stuff. Well, Sal, you should probably get moving. You still need to shower before class starts, don't you? Did Sal just say he's gay? Crap, he's got a point, and it looks like I've only got a half hour. Or I guess bye? He said not freaking likely that he'd only be interested in females. Either that was a joke or he's bi. Thanks for your time. I'll see you later, Emmy. Dash out of the room as the nurse begins to remove Emmy's prosthetics. As I head down the hallway, I can just barely hear his voice drifting after me. Emmy, you've got to be more careful. The Kenji dick is too strong. I don't know about that one, but... I mean, Kenji did walk in naked before. Maybe it really changed to Sao. Maybe he had a moment of awakening. Make it back to my room and shower in record time. It occurs to me that I've already been up for 4 hours and class hasn't even started yet. This is gonna be a really, really long day. Hope I don't fall asleep in class. Alright. I think that's it for today. Just the usual 2 hours when it comes to Katawa Shoujo. I don't know. I don't know if it's because of reading out loud, or I don't know if it would also happen if I wasn't reading out loud. But 2 hours is kind of like any further than that, and it's like my brain starts melting, and I like don't start really understanding and interpreting the text. I'm also just like kind of reading it and not really taking it in. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I always used to just read it for an hour. That used to be my schedule. My schedule used to be, I read for an hour. I used to read like an hour every day. I don't as much now, but I used to read a book for like an hour a day. And even though I've been doing these visual novel streams for a while, 2 hours still seems to be kind of my limit, where it's like the final Rin stream and the final Lily stream, by the end, it's like, I'm completely like, I'm in a really weird state. My head's like in a weird state, because I'm just like reading text, and I don't know, it fucks with me to read it for that long. So anyway, I think it's a good time to stop, because yeah, I'm starting to feel it, and my voice is getting a little sore, as it does, because I have to talk constantly during these streams. Also, it's still a bit warm, It's not so hot that I'd ever be like I'd be like, oh, I have to stop streaming because it's too hot. But it's just another small thing under the pile anyway. So thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed. Good to finally get the Emmy round started. We're getting quite close to the end of Katawa Shoujo now. And so yeah, smash the thumbs up. No, none of that crap. You're the only one that's here anyway. I just got one viewer at the moment, so there's not even a point in asking people to follow. Tomorrow is Tuesday. Yeah, it's Monday. It's the start of the week. So this week I'm gonna try and be more consistent, because it's meant to kind of stay this cool or cooler throughout the whole week. It's also meant to be pretty cloudy and rainy throughout the week, so it should stay pretty cool. I will end stream now. Tomorrow will not be Katawa Shoujo. Tomorrow will be... what will it be? I guess it's gonna be Fire Emblem. That's right, everybody. Fire Emblem's back. It's back, baby. Blue Lions, free houses. The Blue Lions new game plus on hard. I think it's on hard. I can't remember if I put it on hard or not. So yeah, the return of Fire Emblem. Hell yeah, because I still have only done the one route, so need to get back on that. Now that we're done, because it really was. I only stopped because of Xenoblade. Like, if you go back and watch my first Xenoblade video, I'm pretty sure I outright say I'm just stopping Fire Emblem because I'm playing Xenoblade. So now that we finally got Xenoblade 100% done and Future Connected done, we can now move on to move back to Fire Emblem. And then there'll be a few other things I need to throw in there as well. So yeah, I'll see you tomorrow for the return of Fire Emblem. Stay frosty. I love you all very much. I don't even know what I'm saying. Bye.